Hey guys, welcome back.
Welcome
and Eddie.
back. So excited.
Are you? Hey, listen, today is day 5 of this challenge. The challenge is to make $1,000 in 10 days, and today is day 5. So
Right.
how are you doing?
I'm good. I feel like, there's 50% of the time is gone. We got 50% more, right? Is that the right math? Or is it 60% left?
I think it's 60%
Something like
left,
that,
considering today is day 5.
Today is day 5. So once we get through day 5, then we'll have 50% left of the challenge, which is really great. But as we talk about math, let's do a review on the math that we did yesterday.
Okay.
All right. Well, we did math on average transactions.
Did you have too much coffee this morning?
No.
You're like bugging out.
I told you I was excited. You didn't believe me.
I mean, obviously. Yesterday's challenge was around increasing your average transaction, right? Your average, the thing that you're selling, how can you bump up the price a bit to make more money? How can you average out to where your sales have a larger average transaction? I shared the story of starting from home. It was a minimum of $150. When I went to the bakery, we're selling less expensive cupcakes instead of $150 cakes. So my average transaction kind of plummeted down to like $23, $24. The goal is always to be monitoring your average transaction. So that was yesterday's homework. Raise your hands with the hand raising emoji if you worked on it yesterday. Working on it would constitute as you looked at your numbers,
Yep.
You pulled some data.
Yep.
Data is always super important. So if you even just did that, then I'm proud of you. But you were supposed to get your butt in action and figure out how to increase your prices, figure out how to make sure that you're priced right, and just figure out what things maybe you could put together for bundles to increase that average transaction and go from HEB to Costco status, right?
Right. So we want to make sure you understand there's 2 ways you can do that, right? Increase the price of individual items, or you can
Add to the
stack,
basket.
create a bundle, create a bigger basket for your customers by coming up with some really attractive offers. So a couple things that we should have done just off the checklist. We should have calculated our average transactions.
Check. Leave a check if you've done this as Eddie goes through.
And then calculated a new goal for your average transactions that you want to hit based on your revenue target, right? So you have a revenue target and you're saying, okay, what should I do? What should be my goal for my average transaction in order to hit this revenue target?
So for example, your revenue target for this 10-day period is $1,000. You're going to divide that by what you're estimating your average transaction will be, and that's how many customers you need to serve between now and the end of this challenge. So For some of you, it's not that many. For some of you, you've got to work on adding to a bigger bundle to make it less customers.
Correct. And then we wanted to quote and close a sale at the average transaction goal that you created.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see how many of you actually sent out quotes yesterday. I know that quotes are kind of our industry's it's like a plague, right?
Yeah.
We want the customers to find us. We want them to inquire about our products and services, but then we kind of hem and haw when it comes time to send a quote. And I just got to tell you, one of the things that we focus on in Passion to Profit, our 8-week masterclass, is we want to make sure that you can get a quote out as quickly as possible, because when people are ready to buy and they're hot for your products, you got to make sure you close it and take their money and get them on contract on the calendar, so that way it's good to go and they don't their excitement doesn't fizzle out, or worse, they don't find someone who responds quicker than you and then you lose that sale.
Yeah, you don't want that at all.
Yep.
People want speed. We're conditioned because of our environment, and our environment right now is around speed of a transaction and getting your products. So that's important.
And I can point to several things in this office that I went with the person who was quickest to respond, right? We have a light for our podcast, the Push Podcast. That person that earned our business, she was just on it with her quotes, knew exactly. I didn't barter with her. She was like, this is how much it costs. If you want extra shipping, happy to do that, or expedited shipping. And she just knew her stuff.
Yeah.
So you got to be on it when people are ready to buy. because the early bird catches the worm.
Absolutely.
Right?
And the last thing you wanted to do was share, right? You're part of a community. Go on Facebook or Instagram and share what your performance was so that we all can cheer you on.
Yep. So have you been shared? Because we've been reposting all the stuff. People are probably sick of us talking about this challenge that are not in the challenge, but you guys are excited. So keep on sharing, keep on tagging us. We love connecting with you. We love the comments. Keep it coming. We're sharing all of your progress. We're sharing your victories with everyone so that way they can also get excited in their business to make some money too, because our industry really needs that.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So moving on, can we go to day 5?
We can go to day 5, which
Okay.
I really love.
So day 5 is a little exciting for me because I want to introduce you guys to something called the Social Celebrator. Social Celebrator is something, if you decide to join Passion to Profit, we give you 6 months of the Social Celebrator, and I'll just tell you what it is. It is the way that for 12 years I ran my business. When I started my business in 2009 from home, like many of you are operating from home right now, I needed ways to get people to be excited about my product on a Wednesday or on a Tuesday or just an average month like freaking September when there's not much going on, right? And so I started Googling crazy holidays and just things that people were celebrating. And believe it or not, in 2022, there's a lot more things to celebrate than there were in 2009.
Right.
But lucky for you, I've put some things together. But think about the season that we're in. The Social Celebrator and today's challenge is designed to get you to create products and services and market them in a way that meets the customers where they're at. I'll say
Right.
that a lot. And that is, our job as entrepreneurs, as small business owners, is not only to make a great product, but it's to make sure that we're making a product that's appropriate for the time of year, that's solving a problem or a need that sometimes customers don't even know that they have, right?
Yeah, I think this is super important because you're all in the celebration business, and so you need to be experts at celebrating.
Right.
And so there are many
And
things.
Can you say that again? Because that's super important. And we talk about that a lot with everyone on TikTok, with
Yeah.
our students, on lives. But you guys are not in the baking industry. Yes, I guess it's technically called that. But we call it the celebration industry.
100%.
And that kind of is the reason why when I started my business in the middle of a recession, I didn't care that, everyone said not to start the business. I knew that people would always find a way to celebrate. And so
Yeah.
be convicted in the fact that you're a part of the celebration industry, and so figure out ways to help them celebrate. Back to you.
Yeah,
Jim.
and you have to be a celebration expert. What that means is you need to have the ability to know how to celebrate, why people celebrate, what they should be celebrating. All those things in the Social Celebrator will help you, because when you start to bring up things and you start to get creative, and all of a sudden you're giving people the excuse to celebrate, that's when you really start to drum up some momentum and get some things going for yourself. Because when you find out, like, hey, this is special dog day, and you have an entire strategy for that, all the dog lovers are going to come to you on that special day.
Yeah, there is literally a denim day. Denim. I don't know the exact date, but you could marry that with jeans and Mario Brothers. People
Right.
love nostalgia, right? They also love things that they care about. Like, people wear jeans. They like jeans. They like leggings. They like lashes. There's a National Lash Day. When we put out lash cookies, they flew off the shelves. And then when we got smart enough to market them to a bunch of lash technicians, it was over from there.
Yeah, this is shareable things
Yeah.
that people find tremendous amount of value in, and they find it fun.
Yeah.
Right? And
so
that's
we're getting ready to be in fall, right? I know it's probably still warm, maybe where you're at, but it's about to be fall. And as a matter of fact, the first day of fall is on Thursday, September 22nd. So
Fall
what
back.
we did,
Fall back. Sorry.
that's lean back.
I know. I was trying to have some fun here.
What we did every year at the Cake Mamas was we always, around this time, because September can be kind of rough, there's not a lot going on as far as holidays. Nobody really cares about Columbus Day other than you get a day off. And, there's not a lot going on in September. You're kind of gearing towards Halloween, but that's like all of September, all of October. So we always ran a promotion that was fall back in love with the Cake Mamas. And so I want to gift that idea to you today, and we're going to roll with it. And so you're going to get a script from us today, and it's fall back in love with Cake Pops, fall back in love with your company's name, fall back in love with maybe something you made a long time ago. what could they fall back in love with? If you don't want to do fall back in love, that's fine. But what things can you do right now based on the time of year, based on what's happening maybe in your community? Maybe your kids just went back to school. I don't know. Then maybe it's a back to school theme or back to school promotion that you want to focus on. But for most of you, I think you're going to go with the fall back in love. Another holiday that's coming up that you might want to try to see if you can come up with something clever is on the 21st of September. It's World Gratitude Day. That could be a really fun, World Gratitude Day. We're going to start now repurposing some old customers' photos that we really, really loved. And we are grateful for those customers keeping our business alive, right? I could run with any number 100%. Of these.
And I think the thing is if you plan this out right, it really relates to what we talked about as far as tapping into those old customers by sending them something in a newsletter saying, hey, we know on this day it's Gratitude Day, and because we are so appreciative that you've patroned us and you've become a customer, you referred people, whatever the case may be, we want to offer you this wonderful offer on Gratitude Day, which is super important.
So you're going to choose a holiday. You're going to choose a promotion, something that you want to promote. You can do the Fall Back in Love with. You can do the World Gratitude. You can start promoting your Halloween stuff if you want to. But today's challenge is for you to choose a promotion and then figure out how to come up with a product for that. Obviously, you're going to go back and you're going to see, okay, well, if I only have X amount of time and I can only make X amount, how much could I sell it for? And then how much money is that going to give me? Because remember, you're in a challenge, and the challenge is to sell stuff now, right? So I wouldn't really advise that you focus on Halloween because that's stuff you're going to be making later, unless you want to focus on Halloween and you've already got stuff ready to go and you know that this is going to be a hit and you want to turn on pre-orders now and you're fine with fulfilling that in October. So you have options today, but we're asking you to send out an email to your email list if you have one, share it on social, and then focus on, writing a good quality description of the product, explaining why it's exciting and why people should take advantage of it with you. We're selling some stuff today.
Yeah.
What else you got to say?
What I would say is this is very strategic, because when you think about putting together some type of marketing campaign and you're getting really deep into this place of marketing and not just, and one of the things we talk about Passion and Profit is the difference between advertising and marketing. This is a marketing campaign. What you're doing is you're planning ahead and you're looking at special days that you want to get people excited about. So the first thing you want to do is you kind of want to figure out, what's my revenue goal for this particular marketing strategy? How many customers do I need to reach out to in order to reach this revenue goal? Taking into consideration my average transactions. And so when you start to think about that, you combine your creativity and your ability to innovate with this very strategic mindset around my actual business and the data that I need to drive. All of a sudden you come up with, okay, if I sell this, if I offer this, and I put these things together, I'll meet my goal. Right.
So what I don't want to hear is, well, I don't really know what to do. Well, I know you probably don't know what to do maybe this very moment, but that is the beauty of us choosing to be small business owners and entrepreneurs. You are basically signing up to say, I want to take on the ability to solve problems that people don't even know that they have. Yeah. That's really the definition of an entrepreneur. Someone who's willing to think outside of the box, someone who's willing to be creative, someone who wants to find solutions. So kind of check yourself right now. This is a little bit of tough love, but I always hear people completely down on themselves. Well, I don't know what people want. I don't know if it's going to do good. I don't know if it'll sell. Well, that's the beauty of entrepreneurship. Yeah. So there's no need to get upset about it. You have to just put something out there because 1, you're in a challenge, 2, that's part of being a business owner, and 3, we're giving you so many kind of starting points. What season is it? What's happening in your community? What can you get people excited about? What can you try that you've never tried before? Could you talk about the fact that, like I said, maybe kids are in your community going back to school. Maybe you want to focus on like BFF cookies. Your BFFs are being reunited at school. Maybe you want to do some cool things for teachers because your kids have a new teacher. Maybe there's some sort of like classmate birthday that's coming up. Maybe you want to focus on child treats for the new teacher. I already said that. World Gratitude Day, first day of fall. Maybe you want to hop on the pumpkin craze.
Yeah.
I love pumpkin everything, pumpkin lattes. Do the fall back in love. Start with anything that you think would help you come up with something that's pertaining to what's happening right now.
Yeah. And I think the big thing is understanding that not everything you do will work, but every time you do something, you will learn.
Yep.
You will pick something up. You will find little tweaks, little things that you can do to shift things, to modify, to find a new way to communicate something. You'll find something that others are doing in your community. Maybe individuals or bakers that you know that on social media, and you say, wow, this is something I can do. I can do this in a different way and make it my own, and maybe have some of the success I'm seeing them have. So keep trying different things, but the biggest thing is you got to plan it out.
Yep. So figure out how to make people fall in love with your business because it's fall. And that could be through a bundle. That could be through, if you make cake pops, maybe they're fall themed cake pops. Whatever it is, come up with something special, do some brainstorming. Don't spend more than 30 minutes brainstorming on this. And then I want you to kind of write out, well, what would I call it? What kind of copy would I use to kind of write different captions about it? Because what I don't want you to do is hurry up and make it, take a picture and say, now on sale, click the link in my bio to buy it.
Yeah.
That's not what we're challenging you to do. We're challenging you to think outside of the box and ask yourself, what do customers in my community need from my business right now, and how can I meet them where they're at? So that is today's challenge. If you have any questions, we'll be looking forward to them all day. We'll be cheering you on. I want to see what kind of creative juices you guys have flowing. I gave you mine. I mean, we did fall back in love with the Cake Mamas every fall.
Or maybe you're falling in love. Maybe this is such a new business, you're falling in love.
Yeah, we want you to fall in love with our new business because we know you'll love the XYZ products, right? Yeah. I could go on and on about this. Yeah. So if you have questions, if you have comments, leave them in the comments below. We want to keep this video super short, so we'll go back just like we have for the last few days, and we'll make sure that your questions get answered. But yeah, thank you for being here. I hope you're excited about today's challenge. Maybe they're getting a little more difficult. That's okay. You can do hard things. So I think that's it.
That's it.
Right? Have a great day, you guys. Don't stray away from